Good morning, Travels with Dottie here. It's the 7th, July 7th, 2025. And if you look really closely out there at the edge of the lake, you can see birds that are white. I guess if you're on a big screen TV, maybe you can see it. Let me see if I can. This is software zoom. So it's probably not that great. That's the best I can do. Maybe I can do a little bit better in the, what do you call it? The editing. I don't know what you call anything. So anyway, we're going to turn this baby around because we got Rob and we got Dottie. Can you see Dottie? We got a trash bag. We got to stop and dump some trash. Not too exciting today. Another trip to Angel Fire, New Mexico. We got to get some propane. We're going to go to Suburban. It's still expensive. If I want to get inexpensive propane, I really need to go to Taos. And it's a trip, and I only want to do it once a month when my medications are ready, and I've got another couple weeks. So I got to spend a little bit of extra money locally on expensive propane, but that's just what we need to do. And you know what? I know you're going to want to watch me What is the problem here? Okay, now you're going to want to watch me put the garbage bag in the dumpster. I know this is going to be the highlight of your day, I'm sure. Highlight of your day. And you know what? Because I have the Bluetooth microphone on, I can keep talking. And yes, we have bear-proof dumpsters because black bears are a thing around here for sure. Haven't had a sighting I've personally never had a sighting anywhere, but there was a sighting in the park, right outside the park last year in August and early in the morning, but nothing this year so far. Mountain lions have been a problem this year. They had to relocate, I think I don't remember whether he said it's 2 or 3 mountain lions out of Cimarron. Now, Cimarron is a town that's just through the canyon this way, about 11, 12 miles. We've been there. We're going to go there again. Maybe this week, who knows? There's a great museum there. There's a wonderful old historic hotel. Lots to do there. But I digress. In Cimarron, there was, I guess, a kill of an elk or something at the school, and there were 2 or 3 mountain lions around feeding on it. So they had to be relocated. It's a little dangerous when they're in town like that. And you're tired of looking at me already, I bet. I don't blame you. And there we go. There's the beautiful view. I was sitting with some people I actually met last year. There are lots of people here that come every year, so I know quite a few people in Weathers RV Park. And they were saying, if you get tired of the view here, you just rotate your chair 90 degrees. It's true. We're in a valley. We're surrounded by beautiful mountains, 360 degrees worth. And coming up on the right here is the museum, the Eagle Nest Museum. And believe it or not, I remember going by there and looking and say, that might be an interesting place to check out. I can remember the first time I saw it. 2 years ago. Not last summer, but the summer before last. So 2 years ago. And now, in my pocket, are keys to that building. Yeah. I'm officially a volunteer at the museum, and I am the person that's there manning it on Saturdays. And so that means if you're in town and you're a viewer and you want to meet me and Dottie's going to be with me at the museum. Come by the museum, check out the exhibits, meet me and Dottie, make a generous donation to the museum. It's a nonprofit and it's run all by volunteers. They depend on donations to keep it going. I believe that man that you might have just seen bent over picking up garbage or filling a garbage bag, that was the fire chief. That was the chief. I'm mildly concerned because when I idle, I'm hearing a little bit of a knocking sound or something similar, an engine sound I have not heard before, which that's never a good thing. And up here, I have no clue where I could find any kind of a mechanic. See, I'm not hearing it now. Hopefully, maybe it's just was something in the road noise. Maybe it was road noise. I don't know. We're back at Golden Eagle RV Park here on the right. People ask me frequently, I have an RV, I want to stay in Eagle Nest, where should I stay? The two that I'm the most familiar with is Golden Eagle that we just passed, and of course where I stay. There are other options. There's one in the middle of town I don't know much about. I've driven through there, and that's it. That's about it. I've driven through and looked at it. I do know I've looked at their website. They don't really have, it didn't seem to me that they have weekly or monthly rates. So it's, I think the lowest price one, if I remember right, is around $48 a night. The highest price around $60. I guess it depends on how great a view that you get. And maybe the size of the space, or maybe they're 30 amp and 50 amp. I don't know. But it is right in the middle of town, but I don't know much about it. So there's an RV park down here on the corner. And you know what? I'm retired. I got nothing else to do. Let's go in here and take a look at this RV park. And it's the same term to get to Eagle Nest Lake State Park, which there's no camping there right now because they're still working on renovations. This is Angel Nest. Let's see. Let's get it right. Angel Nest RV Retreat, RV Park and Cabins. Let's see if we can find a way just to drive through here. It says the office is to the right. Is that possible? It says no trespassing private property, so I'm not going to drive into a place that says private property. Maybe it's down here. I think it's going to be down here. Yeah, I see a lot of RVs. Yeah, this is the park down here. And yeah, here's the sign for the office. And I'm glad I didn't pull in there. That was private property in there. Angel Nest RV. Here we are. And I'm gonna go in and talk to them, and you'll see me ask for permission, or you won't see this part of the video at all because they said no. Okay, let's check this out. Oh, it's closed until 10:15, but there's a nice little place here. It looks like a little clubhouse. Let's turn that around. Had it facing the wrong way. Here's the clubhouse. Some kids there watching TV, a little kitchen. And there's a nice little outdoor porch. Pretty nice looking. What I'll probably do is I'll drive through here and I'll look around, and then on the way back from Angel Fire I'll pull in here again and go into the office and talk to them about their feelings about me. And I thought I was showing you the office door here before, but I think it was just my face. Sorry about that. But this is the office door. Hey, look at this. It says, check out this sign. Ice cream every Friday at 2 p.m. in the rec room, compliments of Angel Nest RV. So you get some free ice cream when you stay here. And this is they have a little clock that shows you when they're going to be here. They have ice. Nice. I've never been back here before. This looks really sweet. So there's a couple of levels. There's the upper level here with RVs, and then there's a lower level down here. And it looks like pretty much everybody has at least a picnic bench. And it's definitely full hookups. I can see sewer lines and their electrical, and very nice. Very nice. Angel Nest RV. And I don't think I need to totally drive through every inch of it because you saw pretty much all of it. I'll just do a loop around here. All right, I'm not hearing that sound. It must have been some kind of road noise. There's a couple of folks sitting out in the sun, relaxing. And it looks like maybe they have some little cabins or places you can stay here. On the left, we'll see it as I make the sweep and turn here. There's a guy sitting out there enjoying the sun. So we'll come back on the way back. It'll definitely be after 10:15 when we're on our way back. And if you have a boat, it's pretty near the state boat ramp. So, going back to people asking me about RV parks, and I'll be able to talk about this one, especially after I come through and hopefully be able to interview people in the office. But let me take a couple minutes and talk about Weathers RV Park and Golden Eagle RV Park. Golden Eagle RV Park is owned by a couple, and forgive me, I can't remember your name. I know Nathan. I forgot Nathan's wife's name. I'm so sorry. I just don't have it at the top of my mind right now. But Nathan's parents owned it, and now he's running it, and his parents own the little kind of gourmet kitchen shop right in the middle of town. So that RV park, both Weathers and Golden Eagle have a loyal summer following, people that come up and stay for a good part of, if not the whole summer, every single year. In both places, like during peak times like 4th of July weekend, you can't get a spot. They're all taken. Otherwise, during the summer, it's hit and miss whether you can get a spot for any significant length of time in either one of the parks. So it's best to make reservations as far in advance as you can. But let's talk about it. And then Weathers RV Park is owned and operated by Marty, and that's where I stay. Now, a couple of differences. The thing that initially attracted me to Weathers RV is they're both on Highway 64. Weathers is on the lake side, and there's a pretty direct lake view. Not so much with Golden Eagle is on the other side of the 64. Now, when you stand up and you look across the road, of course you can see the lake. It's a little different though. It's not that big a deal. They're both about equidistant from town, from the middle of the village. I would say you can walk from either place. Not many people do. I ride my bike, and it's a breeze. And if you have an e-bike or something, perfect. Other differences are seems to be at Golden Eagle far more activities amongst the people staying there, more formalized activities. There's movie nights, there's potlucks, there's tours, and when I've interviewed people that stay there, what they just rave about that aspect of it, the social aspect of it. Now, Weathers RV Park, there's no way I'm going to say it's not social. It is, which is one of the things I love about it. I love the people there, gotten to know people, but there's less formal kind of activities. Like, they do have things like I wasn't able to attend, I had something else to do, but on 4th of July, they had music there, live music. I believe both in July and August, there's a cookout potluck that happens where everybody gathers together. It's a little bit more laid back than Golden Eagle. Not necessarily better or worse, it's just a little bit different. So I would say if your sensibilities run more towards I want to do a bunch of social activities, probably Golden Eagle. And if it's like I want a little bit more peace and quiet, I want a nice view of the lake, then Weathers RV Park. And you can go online and get the prices and everything. I don't know what the current prices are, but they're both pretty reasonable. And they both have monthly rates. And I think they both have weekly rates as well. But anyway, go to their websites. It's not. I'll tag all these places' websites in the description. Now, when I get into Angel Fire, I'm going to go to Suburban Propane, but I don't know where it is. I didn't put it in the GPS. So when we get into town, I will have to pull over someplace and enter the address into the GPS. Now this stretch here between Eagle Nest and Angel Fire, the locals refer to it as the Valley. And Sunday I shot a pretty long video on the last museum tour of the season, I believe. And it was a ranch tour of, there are two ladies that have lived here their entire lives, and they have ranches next to each other. So we went to both ranches, and the first one was about 400 some odd acres, and the second one about 500 acres. And it was right along in here. Beautiful landscape, beautiful rolling hills, just ideal setting for a ranch, let me tell you. And it's right here. Snowflake Road is coming up on the right here, and this is where we turned to go into those two ranches way up back there. Right here. This road right here. A pretty significant thing that exists between these two towns is it's actually the first Vietnam memorial in the country. It was privately funded. It's up here on the right. I'll point it out as we go by. If you're familiar with the Vietnam Memorial in Washington, D.C., it's referred to as the Wall, right? And it's marble walls with the name of every casualty of the war on there. And here, there's a museum, but also they added last year, they added a 50% scale replica, exact replica of the wall that's right outside the museum. And the museum is up there on the hill to the right. You can see that it's a brown building. And there are plenty of signs here to tell you when to turn to go in there. And I'll show you the turn up here. It's right up here on the right. You see some brown and green signs coming up on the right, and you would make a right-hand turn here to go up there. Now, I do have a video early on this year where I showed you, I drove through and showed everything, but I will go back and do the museum again. Vietnam Veterans Memorial, and there's the State Veterans graveyard there. And the actual museum is quite large and quite extensive, with just filled to the brim with genuine Vietnam artifacts. It's extremely interesting to me. And here we have the Angel Fire. You make a left here, up here where the construction is, onto Mountain View Boulevard, and that takes you into Angel Fire. The construction is ongoing, 2 or 3 years worth of road construction on the mountainous road through the pass between here and Taos. So if you're going to go to Taos, instead of making a left here, as I'm going to do, you go straight. And you often will have to wait. It's one-way traffic for a couple of miles in the beginning here. And last time I went, I think I'd be shocked if I had waited as long as 15 minutes. But it's a beautiful drive. It's actually part of the Enchanted Circle, which is a famous scenic route. In fact, after we passed the Valero back in Eagle Nest, we were on part of the Enchanted Circle. To continue on it, we go straight to Taos, and as we go through Taos, we would head to. I saved the life of that prairie dog. I didn't hit him. I don't know if you saw that on the road. You would go on to a little town called Cuesta, and then from Cuesta you would head to Red River, and then from Red River you would keep going, and you would end up, guess where? Eagle Nest. That's the loop. That's the Enchanted Circle, and every mile of it is pretty beautiful and stunning. And if you're going to be here for more than a couple of days in this area, you really need to do the Enchanted Circle and make it a day, right? Because you can do the loop in an hour and 20 minutes or something, hour and a half. But you want to be able to stop and check things out, especially Taos. You might want to have lunch in Taos and walk around old downtown Taos. It's a beautiful place. You'll want to stop and take in the beautiful views and vistas, and maybe stop at a couple of the funky little places in Cuesta. And then you go through Red River, and there's Dare Market. The market there, I just love Dare Market. Some of the best fried chicken I've ever had is made at Dare Market, FYI. There's nice places to eat lunch in Red River as well. Make that drive. All right, we're gonna pull over up here and try to figure out where the Suburban Propane is. Chances are, now that I've gotten distracted, I probably passed it. It's probably back there, but we're gonna pull over here, pull into the storage units, and we're in Angel Fire Massage Therapy and Mountain Soul Massage. There's 2 massage places in here, huh? I get that's probably popular during ski season, I would guess. All right, put her in park, and we'll just type in Suburban. All right, come up here. What happened? Agree. Okay, where to? Let's type in hide video. Find Suburban Propane. I was thinking it might work. Hey, Garmin. Find Suburban Propane and Angel Fire. Okay, fine place. Suburban Propane. It's processing. Rent-a-wreck Red Dragon. Nope, not happening. Let's see. Find an address, and we will. I'll do this. Go into photos. 19 Agua Road, Angel Fire, New Mexico. It came up number 1. Navigate. It worked. And I did pass it. I did pass it. So we have to go back the other way, gang. Okay. All right, it's right up here. I absolutely passed. Okay, you lost me there for a little while because the camera overheated. I put this black substance on the dash to reduce glare, but
turn left onto Agua Road.
And I got a little lost because the Garmin directions were absolutely completely wrong. But
in 600 feet, your destination will be on the left.
And there it is. I can see a propane truck pulling out. So this is the right place, Agua Road here.
Your destination is on the left.
And here we are. And there's the propane station. And we'll be right back. All right, so I got my propane. There's a lot of disparity in propane prices depending on location and company and everything. So when I poorly planned last time, I had to get propane there in Eagle Nest at an RV park. It was $32 for a 20-pounder. At Suburban Propane in Angel Fire, 11 miles away, I paid $25 for the same amount of propane. So I saved $7. However, when I was responsible and I went to Taos, and I went to, what is it? Hang on. Let me look and make sure I know. It's, when I went to Taos, I went to, come on. What is the name of that? Pendleton Propane. It was $12, half of what I paid here. Now, I'm going to go back when I go to Taos. I'm going to do a couple things. And actually, I'm going to come up here to Ace and see if they have propane tanks. And I'm going to buy yet another 20-pound propane tank. And I'm going to fill 2 of them when I go to Taos the next time. And I want to make sure that $12 was real. I wonder if the kid made a mistake or something, because that's the least I've ever paid to fill a 20-pound tank. In Quartzsite, $14, $15. Never, I don't think it's ever been under 14. But this was 12. So that's a big difference. So planning, propane, you can, especially if I'm a fairly heavy user of propane. I think a 20-pound tank is right now is lasting me about 2 weeks. So at $32, that's $16 a week. At $12, it's $6 a week. Hello? That's a significant difference. So we're gonna go down here. We're on the road again. We're gonna go down here to the Ace Hardware and see if they sell Propano tanks. I bet they do, because I'm sure I think they sell grills, so they must sell propane tanks. We'll see how. Now, if they're over $100, I'm not going to buy here, because you can get one for about $70 delivered on Amazon, and heck, I'll do that before I'll spend an extra $30, because I don't need it today, that's for sure. I won't need it for a couple of weeks. So we're good on propane, and I'm gonna go shopping, but I have taken you in this market so many times, I'm not gonna do it to you again. I will not do it to you again. I won't make you come with me to grocery shop again in the same little market, although I love it. And there's a Subway in there, and I think I'm gonna get a Subway sandwich. Just, if it's terrible, like my last 5 or 6 Subway sandwiches have been, it'll be the last time I ever go into Subway. I'm going to give them one more chance. One more opportunity to redeem themselves. And I'm not talking about this particular one. I've never gotten a sandwich in this one. I'm talking about throughout the country. And to me, it's the bread. The taste of the bread is suddenly terrible and dry and just not good. Maybe it's luck of the draw, the time of day I come in, I don't know. But we're gonna get a Subway sandwich here, and I will let you know how good it is. And I'll buy a foot-long one, which should be good for two meals. I see grills out front. They must have tanks. They must. I know they have exchange, but do they sell tanks? We will be right back. Okay, so I bought a new propane tank here. Now, they have an exchange place. The Blue Ox, I think it's called Blue Ox. Let me pull forward and look at the sign. Blue Rhino. So that, I was a little hesitant because I didn't want a used tank. I wanted a new tank, and they did sell me a brand new tank with tax. It was $67. Now I probably won't use it for exchange, but even the exchange here is $22. Now it's probably the equivalent of $25. Let me tell you why. Because, and I believe this is true, and if you know this to not be true, say so in the comments, because I don't have independent verification of this. Because they store these tanks outside in the weather in the summer, they do not fill them all the way up. Because what will happen is they'll heat up and the pressure relief valve will release propane. You'll have a ton of them releasing propane. That's dangerous. They don't fill them all the way. They like when I went down to Suburban Propane and they filled it all the way. It cost $25. I exchange it here, it's $22. And I think the difference essentially is you get a little less propane. It's probably very close to the same price. About $5.25 a gallon. So that's understood. We're gonna go down to the store. And I'm gonna go shopping, and when I'm done shopping and getting out, I'll bring out a Subway sandwich and I'll take a bite out of it and tell you what my verdict is, and then we'll close out this video. We'll be done for the day, for today's video. But it was $67. but it's filled with propane. It's not empty. So there's no way I could have done better on Amazon or anywhere else. So you take the $22 out of the 67, we're like 47 or probably about 45 with tax, $45. And the best I could do on Amazon is like 50. So I did well. I did well. So this is the where we have the Lowe's Market and Subway. Yay. So we need to remember to bring our phone in. Why? Because that's where the grocery list, that's where the wonderful grocery list is. And there's not many cars here. It's a Monday, so it's not going to be very crowded. Usually I come in here on Sundays and it's very crowded and busy. Busy. All right, this guy's going to pull in right where I was going to pull in. Of course. Of course, but there's plenty of room, plenty of spots. All right, I will be right back. I've got lots to report. Two things. It's back. Subway's back. It tastes really good. I'm really impressed. And I'll wrap that up later. And it was $10 for a foot long, $6 for a 6-inch. I think that's a good price. I think they've lowered their prices, if I'm not mistaken. Tell me if I'm wrong on that. The other thing that happened is, you might have noticed when I was recording, I had my Bluetooth microphone attached here. It's gone. I can't find it. I looked all over the grocery store. I am going to head into... I'm going to head in and stop at the hardware store and see if someone's turned it in. I've left my name and number with the grocery store here. So I'll check by the hardware store and the propane place and see if I dropped it. It fell off in either one of those places. I'm disappointed. It's a $100 mistake there. The other thing, in a different category, as I'm walking out of the store, they're plain bread. And boy, did that take me back to 1975. 1975, I was 15 years old. I was working for E.M. Heath, a privately owned grocery store in Meredith, New Hampshire. And I had my first car, a Ford Custom 500 baby blue with an 8-track tape player and Jensen speakers. And I had me a bread tape. And it was one of the most magical, carefree summers I ever had in my life. It was magical. And when I hear bread songs from that year, it just absolutely sends me. It's incredible. I do have to pay attention here, because I think, did I pass the darn Ace Hardware? No, it's up here. I'm good. Oh, so I might have made a $100 mistake. Damn. All that money I saved on propane with all my big ideas about propane while I'm doing it, I lose a $100 piece of equipment. So I'm gonna pull in here. This is the hardware store, and I'm going to look on the ground, check inside. I don't see how I could have dropped it in here, but I got to check all the possibilities before I go home. I'll be right back and I'll tell you what the verb. All right, so I walked into the hardware store. They didn't have it. I definitely lost it at the grocery store because I went back and I reviewed the videos, and it was on here all the way up to driving into the grocery store. If it didn't slide under something, then somebody's picked it up and kept it. I gave them my phone number and everything, but I'm resigned to buying the replacement. Oh, buy now. Use Face ID, yes. With $106.56. Yikes. Yikes. What can I say? Let's see. I think I'm good, and I think we're going to end the video right here. I'm going back. Dottie's ready to go home. You ready to go home and take your nap? Or did you take it in the car while you're waiting for me? Yes, I leave Dottie in the car, but I leave the engine running, locked with the AC on. So Dottie's in good shape. Thanks for watching today. I appreciate it. Take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.